Barcelona will face off against Levante in La Copa del Rey tomorrow in a game that it's not going to be as easy as we may easily anticipate. In contrary to popular belief, I do really enjoy La Copa del Rey. I feel that it just fills me with excitement because we get to see players that usually don't get the opportunities that they deserve. And I know that Ernesto Valverde is going to make some rotations to that team that started against Getafe. And for me right now, I know it's going to be a very good watch. So hopefully guys you think of the same and hopefully you're ready for this match preview. Today we'll be talking about Barcelona versus Levante in La Copa del Rey. What's going on guys, ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And it's been a while, it's been a proper while since I've done a video like this on the channel. It's been already like 3 weeks, and trust me, it's taking me a long time to get back into the rhythm. I don't know how many times I had to do this intro, but hopefully this is the one. And yeah, let's get right into it because I don't want to mess it up. So by now you might already be familiarized about how we do this type of videos. First of all, we're going to take a look at how the two teams approach this game. Starting off with Levante, I gotta say that this team from the last time we faced against them where we won 5-0, they've been going a little bit down because they lost against Rayo Vallecano, a team which is in desperate need of some points. So it's also kind of cool that it goes that win against Levante because that means Rayo can finally get something going, who knows. And then they drew against Girona 2-2. A game which certainly was exciting. I didn't have time to watch it, but I did watch the highlights. It was going to be a very open game because as we know, there are two teams in Levante and Girona that really love to play attacking football. And that's the same thing that I think is going to happen today with Barcelona versus Levante. I do feel that in this game we're going to see some kind of like action going on. I feel that this game might be a little bit more balanced in terms of quality because Barcelona will not go with the first team the same way that we did against them, while Levante will probably put a really strong 11. They certainly want some kind of revenge because since Barcelona beat them 5-0, it's always kind of like a pain in your back, you know, that you need to get out of because that can really put you into a bad mentality. And just imagine how good would it be for Levante to get a win against Barcelona at their own home turf basically and then take the game onto the Camp Nou. Levante will be in a really good position if they manage to get a 1-1 draw because after then the away goals matter. They really do matter. That's the reason why I don't like two-legged affairs. I do like La Copa del Rey, but that system for me is just not worth it. In the case with Barcelona, from that game against Levante, we've been really kind of like turning it up because that game and then the one against Celta Vigo where we won 2-0 were two good results. And then against Getafe 2-1 is also very good. Of our last 5 games, we've only been managed to concede only 1 goal, not including the one against Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League, which is a very good improvement to our form at the start of the season where it just seemed that we were leaking goals after goals after goals. Right now, our goal difference, I think, is of +26, +30, something similar around that. That's the last time I checked. I do not remember, but I know it's really high up there. In the cases of other two teams in La Liga, Real Madrid right now, they have an awful goal difference. They just have 3. I think they scored 29 goals and conceded 26. You can really see the contrast in what we're doing now. We're really good at scoring goals and our defense is really improving. And that's something that I want to see Barcelona continue in this game because even though we may be good going forward, a defense is something that has to remain solid throughout the entirety of the season. No matter the competition, no matter what opposition, you always need to be very good in defense. And now something that can necessarily not affect Barcelona from a footballing sense, but certainly can affect the way that they approach this game, is that we're going to have, I think, a thinner squad. Not in the sense that we're going to have injuries, but some players that tend to probably leave the club during this winter transfer window. We know that Denis Suarez is being sought out by Unai Emery at Arsenal. It's something that I already talked about, but I haven't published it yet. So it will be a video after this game. I feel that Barcelona will most probably not call up Denis Suarez for this game because they kind of want to keep him safe. You know, they don't want him to get an injury or anything because they want to sell him to Arsenal. And then another player that could also fall into that could be Munir. Munir, we know that he has also interest from Real Betis and Sevilla. So they also want to keep him kind of like safe from injury to not kind of hinder his move away from the club. So I feel that in that sense, our squad will be a little bit thinner. And hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. But I feel that certainly we're going to see kind of like main players being put in those positions, which is unfortunate. That leads me perfectly into my starting 11. In the goalkeeper position, I'm going to go with Jasper Cillessen. For the right, Nelson Semedo. The center back pairing is going to be Jeison Murillo and Clement Lenglet. I mean, if Murillo doesn't start this game, when will he start? We brought him for a reason. Let's give this guy the chance to debut against Levante. We need to rest Piqué, so it just makes sense to start Murillo. For the left, I'm going to go with Jordi Alba in front of Juan Miranda. You may be asking yourself again, why not play Juan Miranda? He needs to get game time. But in my opinion, to be honest with you, I'll put my hands up. I feel that Miranda just needs a little bit more time. His positioning is not up to scratch, and his confidence, more importantly, is just not there. And if you give a player just a challenge really high up, like playing away against Levante in la Copa del Rey, it may just shatter him if he doesn't perform as good. If he scores a goal, then obviously it's a good thing, but that's something that you cannot basically ensure. So I think that Juan Miranda would be much better suited to play in the Camp Nou, in the home game, where he's going to have the support of the fans, and he would just feel a little bit more kind of like surrounded and supported. I just feel that in this game, we cannot afford so many mistakes because games away are very difficult. And if Levante manages to come out with a 1-1 draw or anything, then we can pay the price at home. So I would like to see Jordi Alba start this game. In the midfield, I'm going to go with a 3-man midfield. Hence, I'm going to be playing with a 4-3-3. I feel that we need to have Arturo Vidal in this side no matter what. I'm going to be putting him in front of Busquets and in front of Rakitic for that CDM spot. Because I feel that we need a guy that can really cover up space. Levante are a team that we know that they can counterattack really, really hard. They really like to abuse the spaces that we leave in behind. And what better than a guy that is really physical and just runs like a freaking mule. We need to have Arturo Vidal there because he's going to help us to reduce those spaces and therefore stop Levante from creating many chances as they always do. Because even though we beat them 5-0, the start of the game, the very first half, Levante had a lot of chances. So we must be aware, we must be cautious. Arturo Vidal must be in that side. The two midfielders in front of them, for me, they're going to be Philippe Coutinho and Carles Aleñá. In the case of Coutinho, he has been demoted of his first starting position. He has not been playing as good as of late, but because in my opinion, like you already know, I just feel that he was utilized badly. He was playing in the left winger where he's not a left winger. He's a midfielder. We brought him to replace Andres Iniesta. We brought him to be that dynamic vertical midfielder that can connect the midfield with the attack. And that is something that Philippe Coutinho needs to do. And if Valverde needs to understand that, then just put him in the midfield, you know? Put him in the freaking midfield. Let him play there and you will see how good he is. So I need to put Coutinho in their position because if he costs us our most expensive transfer ever and we're not even playing him in the Copa del Rey, then what are we doing? Just put Coutinho in the midfield and he will make wonders happen. The player next to him for me has to be Carles Aleñá because once again, we promoted him to the first team for a reason. And similar to Jeison Murillo, if we did that is because we want him to play. So just give the guy the opportunity to play in this game. And if it's not Carles Aleñá, then I know already the player that's going to be there, and that's Ivan Rakitic. And trust me, even though Ivan Rakitic has been doing good, even though he has that whatever pact with Valverde, Carles Aleñá deserves a chance as well. And Rakitic deserves a rest as well. So makes sense, no? And up front, I'm going to go with Ousmane Dembélé, Luis Suarez, and Malcolm. I feel that we just need to see Malcolm once again. It's been a long time since he's been playing, obviously since his injury from the last Copa del Rey match against Cultural Leonesa. So we need to see Malcolm just in the squad back again. I feel that I'm getting a little bit worried because I just see all these rumors about Malcolm right now. Lazio offering kind of like 42 million for the guy, or China offering like 50 million. Why did we sign Malcolm if we were never going to play him? It just shows once again what I repeatedly say about the planning of this club, that is not being good enough. And if the club really wants to kind of like puff their chest up and say that they're doing the right thing, then Malcolm has to play. And he just deserves to play as well, because if I don't remember wrongly, he was actually playing good. So put Malcolm back again and let's see what he can do. In Ousmane Dembele, I see a guy where really we cannot take him off the squad right now. His form has been really hitting that stride, and his continuity has really bring him a lot of fruitfulness in the squad. He's been providing a lot of goals and also contributing to them directly. So I feel that we need to have Ousmane Dembele in this side, because he's becoming slowly a really good kind of like person, not person, like a figure of this club, of the attack. And I just want to see him time and time again playing in the squad. Just keep Ousmane Dembele there. Let's avoid him any trouble, and let's keep playing a guy who deserves it, to be honest. And then Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez for me could be the guy that could kind of like return further back, and we see how good he is also without Messi. He just has a lot more contributions and really like to take the play from his own self. He likes to come in deep, he likes to get the passes, he likes to make the assist, make the runs necessarily for then other people to flourish. And I just know that that link and play between Coutinho and Suarez is going to be very, very good. So I just want to see what they can do, and if it's not working, take out Suarez, bring on Messi, something similar to that. Some of you may be thinking about Munir, but what I explained earlier in the video, I think that Barcelona is going to reserve Munir until his future is being resolved. If Munir doesn't appear tomorrow, then it's by a fact that he'll be leaving to Sevilla or Real Betis. I just know that that's most what every clubs in the world do, because they want to keep their players safe so that move can happen. So that's why I feel it's going to happen. We may have a little more first team players that we would normally be accustomed to for a Copa del Rey match, but that once again is because of the thinness that we have right now, because people like Denis Suarez and Munir are seeking moves away from the club. And now, almost finish it off, let's talk about what Barcelona can do to win this game. And I just gotta say one thing, let's keep it calm. Let's really keep it calm. Right now, you might feel that the Copa del Rey doesn't matter. A lot of people say that it doesn't matter, but guess what? As soon as we get knocked out, then it matters. So why don't you give the importance to it right now? Let's play it with enough respect. Let's do our job. Let's not get carried away. Let's do what we have to do to win tomorrow. And that is basically to just keep the ball on the Levante side. We have to maintain it. We have to contain it. And we're going to have a player, be it Arturo Vidal, be it somebody like, who knows, maybe even Carlos Aleñá if he wants the chance to do it, to be aware of where the spaces are. I feel that Arturo Vidal in this role will be very good. He can just run into one space, then Carlos Aleñá can move to the other. Busquets can do that as well, but he's just not as mobile as he once was. Rakitic can also be useful there. Actually, Sergio Roberto would be perfect at doing that, but it just seems that it's either Nelson Semedo or Sergio Roberto right now, so blah, blah, blah. I feel that Arturo Vidal has to be there for me. This guy does wonders no matter what position you put him in the midfield. For me, he has to be that guy controlling and seeing and watching what's going on. And for that also to happen, we need to have our wingers like Malcolm and Dembele also very focused. They need to be able to track back, not leave enough spaces open when Nelson Semedo and Jordi Alba overlaps. Because that's when people like Enis Bardi from Levante can really just put one pass into Morales and then it's game set and done. Levante had so many chances. Do I really have to remember you in that very first half that we had last game? It could have easily gone another different way, but there was a post from Boateng, there was a save from Ter Stegen, there's a lot of different things that can influence a game. And if all of those chances are repeated in this one, we may not have the same luck as we did before. So let's keep it calm, let's keep it clean, and let's focus on what we have to do, which is win this game. There's no reason why we should lose against Levante away. We proved that we can do it, so let's continue in that same route. Once again, like I say, right now you might not feel that Copa del Rey has enough basically weight to it, but as soon as Barcelona get eliminated from it, that's when you care. That's not the way to do it. You have to care from it from the very first minute. Let's care about this game and let's win it. That's why I feel Barcelona can win this game 3-1. I feel it's a very good result to take to the Camp Nou, and we're just going to have a very good solid barrier to do what we can do in that game, and that game we can really put the Barcelona B players to get that chance, to get the opportunities to develop as a player. First of all, we need to do our job here, and then we can rotate some players in the Camp Nou. Think about that. Think about that. Tell me what you know in the comment box down below. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. And this is going to be everything for right now in this video. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.